Okay, fast forward, we had 2 or 3 episodes left. Another guy came out that he had posted a meme or reposted a meme using the N-word. I mean, they didn't fire him and he's on the reunion. I mean, so it is always a sliding scale.
And is he like a big character?
Yeah, huge. And of course, when this other couple was fired at the beginning, like even more spotlight was shown on the remaining couples because they had to fill that airtime. So, you got even more. Yeah. And he was, he's still on the show. He's on the tell-all. I'll be curious to see if they bring it up. But I wanted to just give context to all of our listeners about, Mike was arrested from Shahs on March 27th for alleged domestic violence. We don't know, though, if it was against Paulina. Reportedly, they're still together. Do you think I guess we can draw the conclusion, allegedly, maybe, that it's against Paulina?
I mean, listen, I am going to just tell you a story. I have a story.
Okay.
I literally have a story. The thing about the more people I always tell people, like, this is why you got to go to Patreon, because Patreon is where I talk about what happens behind the scenes. But let me share this. So this is a real story, no criticism. And I do think it's against Paulina. I don't know who else it could be against.
Okay.
But maybe not, just my opinion. I interviewed Paulina.
Domestic incident, right? So you don't know. I mean, that could be a sister-in-law. That could be, that could be another family member. I'm with you. I'm drawing the conclusion it's Paulina, but it could be a family member.
But she has kids in the house. I mean, she has kids. Paulina has real children from, her ex. So listen, this is just a story. This is not related to, I'm not alleging anything, but this is an actual true story that I was a part of. I interviewed Paulina. You can go back and listen to the episode. Paulina was on my podcast. Now, Paulina is recording. And I have the unedited video somewhere. So this is a real story. And I asked a question about, this was like at the beginning of COVID, and like, well, that must be convenient. Like, you at Mike's at your house, like you guys are playing house. It wasn't really revealed that they were living together at the time. This was like soft David. This wasn't David today. That's like, I've done 500 shows. Now I'm coming for you. But back then it was like baby David who like thought he was coming for you, but didn't really know how to come. So there was no agenda in this, but she started revealing stuff that basically, and I was like, oh, and it's like she revealed that they were living together. Not really something, who cares, really? Kind of like Nima. This isn't like a big reveal that Bethany is. Right. I was like, I didn't even think. So I hear in Persian, a gentleman talking in Persian, very loud and very sternly off air. Now, I've watched Shahs of Sunset, so I do recognize voices. Reza, Mike, MJ. This voice to me, because I did not see this human being, but this was recorded in the house. I did not. Sarah's phone is going off. I did not. Sarah's phone is truly going off, guys.
There we go. Okay.
I did not see this person, but from watching the TV, the voice sounded like Mike. And then Paulina said, Can I hang up the Zoom and can I get right back to you? Now, I thought the interview would never continue, but she came back on and she was like, I'm sorry. I think I had to either, I don't know if she asked me to edit it out or something, but there was, this story tells you nothing. I don't know what happened when the Zoom was cut off, but I don't know who this man's voice was, but watching the show, it certainly sounded like Mike. And even if it didn't sound like Mike, it's a gentleman in your house. It's safe to assume it is Mike. And it was in Persian, so I do not know what was said. But when she came back on, she told me, she said, it's just the stuff. Because I was like, is everything okay? Like, she came back on, we finished the interview, edited it together. But she's like, the stuff about like living together. And she said, he's just trying to protect. I think she even said I think she said it was like, I think I have to go back and listen to it. Go back and listen to the episode. I don't know if that, I might have edited it out. But she said, like, he's just trying to protect me with like a divorce. And like, people don't know where I live. It was but it was just, regardless of what it was in the context and why, it was an angry voice. So that's all I'm saying.
Interesting. I never, okay. I mean, is this the first time he's been arrested for a domestic incident? I mean, I know
as far as I know, but like then, his story last year was like this. The story was the sexting and like he was sexting other women and just the narrative on Mike on the show that they say is that you are a controlling man, that is the narrative. Like Paulina, who is, I mean, again, go and listen to the show, guys. This episode, she was like a scared butterfly, even with me, just very soft spoken. May not be the most exciting episode you guys ever listened to, but now I want to reissue. I'm going to reissue this for everybody because I think so. It's just, I think there is, you make a stereotype. There's this docile, soft, the narrative that MJ and Gigi and Reza on the show said that Mike is controlling and likes to be the alpha male with his yes sir women. And so, but she's a sweetie, and I actually interviewed her feeling bad a little bit, like this is just weird to me, not causing drama, just that was my takeaway. So wow,
that's really good. Okay, so I feel like everybody listening has a homework assignment. They need to go now. I want to listen to the
I'm gonna reissue it because I do the reissues.
Okay, well now I feel like I got to reissue Nima's because I want people to listen and figure out like what I got to go back and listen to the reissue, baby. Story. Reissue, babe. Anyway,
but no. So I mean, listen, I think that pushed it over the edge, and I do believe if this were season 2, blockbuster ratings, there would be no cancellation of Shahs and there would be no firing of Mike. I just think this is all lumped together. Like Shahs is canceled, and if it's a political thing for the network to say it's because of Mike and we stand this, go for it.
Okay, last question on this, because I know we have a lot to cover today, but are you a little bit concerned about Bravo's programming? Because this is, now with RHONY, the old, traditional RHONY being canceled, OC having horrendous ratings. Now with Shahs, this is beginning to give me E network vibes. E is a mess. E News, you and I probably grew up on. I'm talking old school E True Hollywood Story. You had Fashion Police, which was enormous. I mean, you had Howard Stern. This is like way back in the day. Howard Stern that kind of kicked that off. Juliana Rancic was like a queen there. I mean, and then I'm going to say 8 years ago, it just started to go to shit. And now they cannot, I don't even know how what they're filling their programming with. I mean, it's so bad. No one's watching. I mean, are you concerned for Bravo programming?
Well, yes, E is truly a mess. Like that just isn't, I mean, I know this for a fact. I know people that work there. Yes, look, you lost the Kardashians, so that's a big thing. Yes. You could spin it any way you want. Ryan Seacrest is the bottom line is you cannot afford the Kardashians. B, you cannot afford, Little Miss Things Seacrest. Like you can't afford these people. So they could spin it any way they want. Ryan Seacrest works 24/7 a day. He would stay if the money was right. You couldn't afford him. So, and with the Kardashians gone, like what is the E programming? We don't have Fashion Police. They're trying